1.
Very jarring.
Door Guys Podcast. This is Davis.
And Vinny.
This is Shawn.
And today we have Shawn Gnandt back with us and our very special guest, Auggie.
Just Auggie.
Yeah, I don't want to say his last name. I don't want to say your last name.
Because you don't know what it is.
I do. Everybody has the same last name.
So upsetting.
You have a very generic last name. He could throw a dart and probably would have hit it.
Yes, but he didn't, did he? He
No.
just decided not to throw a dart at
bailed
all.
on it.
And just leave it out there, hanging.
Guess what his name is?
This is Auggie Smith. I do stand-up comedy and now podcasts.
You can add that to your credits.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Professional podcaster.
You guys bounce back well. Oh, boy.
We're gonna need to cut his mic early. He had enough mic time last
I was
night.
going to eye roll, but, it's a podcast.
Yeah, but there's a camera on you.
We're on YouTube. We're
wow.
We're high tech around
Oh,
here.
wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Look at what I'll speak about.
It's jarring. It's jarring music. Why is it so jarring? What are we trying to convey here?
Grab the
Well,
audience's
are we
attention.
We're metal.
Are we methed up in a van? Going to see O'Leary because he owes us, man. Not going to pay me for those tickets. What happens? Come on, Shawn.
By the way, this is what Auggie says every night in the mirror before he goes to bed.
So we're getting a peek into his nighttime
Yes.
routine.
Yeah. He's been doing that for 20 years.
I'm going to keep leading you into bits, and you know what? Come along or not. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop trying, though.
So I'm 43, Auggie, and I'm about to become a father. And,
That's outstanding.
for the fifth time.
It's 5 children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What age were you when you started?
I was 21.
Wow. Okay. So, do you think you were ready at 21?
I was not.
Right.
And it was like a whirlwind hurricane of raising kids. I got a divorce. I had 3 sons at that time. They're all older now. I have a new wife, and we just got
So
pregnant.
you had one at 21, which one would assume was an accident, but having 2 quickly after that leads me to believe that maybe it was not. Did you
no.
purposely have a child at 21?
I did not. The first one
right.
was a beautiful accident. I don't know if he listens to that.
and you figure after that, let's
his
just
name, by the
pile
way?
on. In
Yes.
for a penny,
Yep,
in for a
absolutely.
pound, in for all the kids in the world, in for repopulating the earth in
Yep.
your image.
I was like, I want to have some more kids, so let's just have some more kids right now,
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm glad we had them, but at the time probably wasn't the best decision for me. Like I said, I was young, and it was kind of a whirlwind with this new baby. I feel like as an older guy, I'm going to I know it's my last one, hopefully, and I'm going to cherish these little moments of raising a kid.
Here's what we need to hang on here for a second.
Yeah, we have
is
to back
when
up.
you say, like, as a parent, we always say this, is like, always a blessing, no matter what. I just like, no matter what the circumstances were, like Mr. and Mrs. Hitler were like, he was a blessing. He was a wonderful child. I'm sorry about the genocide and the completely changing world history, but he was a blessing. He was a wonderful boy. And we get it. All of us. It doesn't matter how you have your kid. You love your kid. You absolutely do.
True.
By the way, Auggie looks like a sea captain.
He does. He does. He really does.
I was going for Defoe in Zizou. That's who I want to be. I think that's my favorite cinematic character.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I love that movie. That's great.
Is anything Defoe, but that's first. Who knows where Defoe is from? Do you know where Defoe is from?
NYC?
Appleton, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Really?
We were just talking about that.
I know that.
Absolutely
Love that
from
town.
Appleton, Wisconsin. You know who else is from Appleton, Wisconsin? Harry Houdini. Those are the 2 guys that are from
No way,
there.
really?
Are Defoe and Houdini. And there's an actual museum for Houdini, not for Defoe. I think there should be a Defoe,
Yeah,
but there's only a Houdini.
Be the platoon pose.
And I'm here to tell you right now, I'm a man that's traveled this country I've worked in every state in America, and the Harry Houdini Museum in Appleton, Wisconsin is the worst tourist attraction in America. It is the biggest waste of time and biggest letdown to anybody that's any sort of a fan. It's like literally there's a handcuffs that they say is from a thing. Yeah. But you
can't prove it.
Those are new. Those are new handcuffs.
Yeah, underneath it says, "You believe us, right?" It's a guy shrugging.
Still got the price tag on it.
There's literally a couple of newspapers. Like you're cleaning out your grandmother's basement.
He was big on topical. Yeah. Just trust us. What?
Yeah.
That's
These
disappointing.
look like something he would have read.
It is disappointing. He deserves more.
Wow.
Harry Houdini deserves more. He also disproved an afterlife because he said that if you could come back to Earth, he would come back 50 years later at his gravesite. And guess what? He was not there. Therefore, disproving any god.
Were you there waiting for it? Wow.
Yeah, who was there waiting
Which I
for
think
him?
is
Well,
something.
I mean,
and that deserves a better museum than he got. His disproving of a deity, I think, is better than most of his escapes. That's just me talking.
It's his biggest trick yet.
It's a good city, though. I had a lot of good times there. Appleton. I can name any names.
You got a
but
club up there?
yeah.
It was called Skyline, and they had a comedy condo.
Oh.
But they would book all 3 acts. Like usually the MC would come from out of town too, and the condo had 3 bedrooms, except for one of the bedrooms did not
Yes.
have a door. It did not have a door. It didn't always have a curtain either.
I know, I remember-
There was a good piece
I
of
remember
time where
that,
it was just
yes.
a big open space, man.
Some guy,
And-
hope you like the way I look when I sleep. Mouth agape.
It was the best when there was like a young guy. What I like to do is like 2 a.m, I would just set up a chair outside of his door and like crack a beer and light a cigarette and just watch him.
That's the best.
Oh, it's the best.
Did you ever have anyone wake up while you were doing that?
Nah,
No,
possibly.
I'm a sound sleeper.
Most of them pretended to be asleep.
And it's what I requested anyway, so got that going for me.
You like to be watched while you're sleeping?
Yes. And I like the guy to be comfortable.
That is the worst pornography.
Sleeping?
Is
Voyeurism?
watched while sleeping pornography. It's just a picture of somebody just sleeping.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that category is too big on YouTube or Pornhub.
It is a strange thing that you're into.
Is that really a category?
I don't
It doesn't surprise me.
It wouldn't
Wow.
surprise me, but I can't imagine there's a lot of videos.
I
Oh my
think it's
God.
like Mad Libs where you can't attach any 2 things and it is not a fetish for somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you attach noun to noun. It's like if... Give me a noun, Gnandt.
Car.
Car would be hooked up to... Are we getting it yet?
Choke is
Once again,
fucking
I
me
feel
up my
like
ass.
I'm leading us into bits that are going nowhere, guys, and I'd like to blame me, but I just can't.
So don't.
But wait.
I
so-
can't.
But if
If I was to honestly appraise what's going on here, I think that Gnandt, you're the one screwing it up.
I probably am.
Up to this point so far, and I think we can get it back. There is a rhythm that exists between us.
I understand.
We've tapped into it before.
Yeah.
You'll get there. You'll find it.
We'll see.
It's just not going to be tonight. Moving on.
No. Man, 10 minutes ago, that was hot fire.
Right before we started recording.
Woo! I wish you could have heard it.
But we're peaking here with sleeping
I
porn.
wish it didn't take 3 hours to set up this podcast. It's as though, are we on location?
We are.
Union crew out building sets. It's 3 microphones. What took so long?
Fucking waiting
The
on-
show ended, literally, the show ended. It's 10:30 now. The show was at 5. We have been setting up the rest of the time.
There were actually Amazon boxes out there with these tripods that got delivered. We were waiting on shipments, I guess.
And we ordered them tonight, too. We had to wait to order them and then for them to be delivered.
We got a new distribution center, so it gets here real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking Uber drivers are delivering shit.
And I do not pay for Prime.
Somebody order a mixer? and a burger.
I blame you for the delay, Vinny.
Blame me. I was in here setting up.
No,
You guys.
guys, it's only your second show, right? Surely you've never done this
You're
before.
brand new to this. Nobody can expect you.
We
to
gotta
know
we
what
gotta
the
wait
hell
for
you're
everybody to
doing.
get out and the servers to clean up.
Yeah, Auggie, quit being a dick.
Like I was setting stuff up and servers were sweeping around me.
Right.
Okay, as door guys, how much do you blame the Florida door guys for Bob Saget's death?
We
Interesting you bring this up.
I put it 100% on their shoulders. I think they absolutely killed that man by somehow not protecting him. Somebody cracked him with a bottle or something.
really.
Well, he got hit in the head somehow. And where were the goddamn door guys? I don't care if it did happen at the hotel room. You should have been there, man.
Get him to the
Okay.
room safe.
Number one thing is protection of the comic. And he died that night. And I think somebody should goddamn stand up and take responsibility.
You know what? It could have been a door guy, but I would say that it was what's the word I'm looking for? Definitely premeditated and
Planned murder.
yes. And
So now we're advancing murder conspiracy.
funny story.
On one
of your own.
Saget was here a couple weeks before he passed.
Right before he
Yeah,
died.
yep.
He came in to do a sound check. I showed up. I wasn't late to Colleen or Daisy. Like, they didn't tell me I was late, but I had to wait for kids to get home to come up here. I came up here about 5:45. He wanted me here at 5:30. And I was excited to meet Bob Saget. I walk into the green room. He's like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "You going to be here on time tomorrow?" And I was like, wait, this guy's my boss? And so it didn't go well meeting him right away. Then he proceeded to come and do sound check. Vinny got here. There was a little mishap. We didn't have his music ready to go, and he stood on stage and fucking just talked shit to us the entire time.
No way.
It was like, "This is show business," and saying all kinds of
Apparently,
shit.
you guys don't even want me here.
Wow.
If you're not going to be ready, then why should I be here?
And
This
were
is so
people
unprofessional.
laughing? Or
Oh,
was,
we were
Oh,
setting
no.
up,
Everyone felt very awkward because this has never happened before.
and the servers
Oh
were
my
very
God.
pissed off. Like
So you're thinking there's
shut
like
up!
a-
I'm going to cut this guy.
He's done this before, not just here.
I'm not
Might-
sure.
you
I
might have
don't
a track
know.
record of, and well, maybe you, as door guys should like talk to one another. Communication is the key, and like figure some
Hey,
shit out.
We
So-
all
Yeah.
we all
Hey, did he
agreed
shit on
the
you?
ball
Yeah, he
had been
should.
dropped.
right.
You know, so
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I worked the next
We
night.
apologized.
I worked the next night, and he loved me.
Oh,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch.
somebody did their job. Strange how things go better then.
Not gonna name any names. Why are we the Little Rascals all this?
Because I can only do 3 voices. So do you want?
Not gonna name any names. Froggy and shit.
Is that gross?
That's gross. With a
gross
cold.
/ froggy.
That's
So yeah, we had a Bob Saget experience.
Well, and then he passed, and then everyone in the world is like, "He's the nicest guy ever," and I'm like, "Holy fuck! I'm the only guy in the world that he fucking hated."
Did he
And so then I
tap-
hated
it's the three.
myself
It's the
for a
three of
while.
us.
Now, did he have sound cues? He had sound cues?
No.
He had an opening song and a closing song, and that was
He
it.
played a guitar.
And he played a guitar.
All right.
I mean, it wasn't an extensive sound check. It was once we got everything all together, it was a 5-minute sound check.
wow.
All right.
But you know, he kept saying how he's a perfectionist and he just wanted the show to go well.
This is show
and-
business. You guys aren't even happy to see me.
Yeah.
All these.
And then
things.
he
It really hurt
apologized.
my feelings.
It did.
Yeah.
But then he apologized, and then he said that he hadn't gotten sleep in like 4 days, and he had illnesses at home and shit like that. So he said he shouldn't take that out on
Wow.
us. And he even carried the whole thing into both shows, because we did 2 shows that night, and like he was talking. Somebody was, I don't remember what it was, but somebody was like being a bitch, or he said something about being a bitch, and he goes, "But don't be a bitch." He said, "I was a bitch earlier tonight, and I shouldn't have been."
I mean, he did
So
own
like
it a little
you know,
bit.
so he was even ragging on
Look at
himself
that.
hours
Look at
into
that.
his set.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
But
He's
then
still.
the next night, he told Shawn that I'm fat, and
well, no,
Oh my
he didn't say
God.
fat. He
Fucking
said
crazy.
slow.
He said you're slow.
Oh, he's laughing right now at the irony.
That's completely different.
my
How did you hear
he was
fat?
talking about my speed of walking, not my
Oh,
brain.
shit, I thought mentally
No.
you said fat and you were wrong. You said you were slow, and only an idiot would totally mix those up. He said I'm tall. No, he didn't. He said slow. What do you mean?
Wait, are you talking to me?
Me forget to push record.
Say get angry. Yell, bad feeling.
That'd be the great name of his special. Sag and angry.
You just go around and mess with his sound every night.
Yes.
Watch him get angrier
Oh,
and
I love
angrier.
that. Just listen to him go off a
Can
door.
you not get it right? One time! How is this 4 different venues?
He played Danny Tanner, you say?
Hey, Sean, cut it out.
Oh. It's like you look like actually could be Coulier's little brother. They don't talk about. You do look like all right.
Have
Ray
you seen,
Coulier or
have you
some
seen
shit.
Blue's Clues?
Yeah. I made that reference all the time. Thanks for
know.
watching my act.
Fuck you, Beaker.
It's called him Beaker.
Yeah. That's in the act too.
Yeah, I know.
Still in the act.
Fuck Lundholm. Fuck Lundholm for saying that. Fucking heckling me.
Is that who started it?
Yeah, he heckled me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how he heckled me. After a laughter, still in the act. It's just fucking mean to say to. That's the meanest heckle. It's from another. Yep, still doing that.
Oh, shit. It would get in your head so much.
Fucking, so-
You'd start
got me.
saying something and no, fucking, he's just waiting to pounce. So you're just up there,
We'll change his
just,
words.
just riffing, just bebopping.
So
Like
what's
you're-
going on?
Like you're scatting.
Hippity-doo.
So somebody, give me a word.
Oh, that Ukraine thing's
Now,
crazy.
give me
What do you guys want to talk about?
other words. Now, give me a
Yeah.
premise to a possible joke.
Yeah, write it
And
for
then
me.
also a punchline.
Yeah, email it to me.
Sean, you used to do improv, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you ever do any improv, anything like that, Augie?
Yes, well, we used to end all of our open mics in Portland. There was always a long, an elongated improv
Oh,
game.
that's so fun.
Really?
Yes.
So you'd make
That
all
went
the,
on we into the morning.
all
yeah.
the open micers would have to.
Do world's worst. and then
Yeah, we
something.
do. We did a lot of Jeopardy. We did that one. That was always a lot of fun. I don't like when you got to get in like a position and they come and tag you.
Freeze tag.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like it. It's fine. It's fine.
What's funny,
It's fine.
It's fine.
except those games always end. It's always the same game over and over. It's gonna be a sexual position and
Right.
or some.
I need a profession. Piece of shit.
I heard father. Okay. Go with father.
Piece of shit. I very clearly said piece of shit, and I'm the only one talking.
Yeah. Name of that game is I'm gonna go with what I want to do. It's not fucking. That's a lot of what improv people do. It's
Oh, that's my favorite. I was on the road with this dude, and I was featuring this like a string of one-nighters in the 90s, and we're going through Montana. We go to Missoula, and Missoula is a college town, and he had a very old guy act, mostly about his wife and his kids, and he literally played ukulele.
Was it Henny?
So-
was it Henny Youngman?
It was not Henny Youngman. Did I say violin? I clearly said
ukulele.
ukulele.
You did.
Okay.
remember
So-
he's slow.
every night he would start his set and he would say, "All right, where are the married people at?" And people would applaud or whatever. Well, that night it was a college crowd. It was a complete college crowd. And he said, "Where are the married people at?" And I'm not kidding you. There was 150 people in there, and none of them made any noise. It was as silent as like one of those MRI rooms. It's just like a clean room. And nothing. And he goes, a couple people in the back. And I wanted to yell, "Nobody said anything." Come on, react to that.
Yeah. I heard.
Why were you asking the question in the first place? You're going to be doing your
Right, right.
jokes whether or not married people are there or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why are you asking?
Should no one said anything. I can't do the bit now.
I've never seen that happen.
Because
Yeah.
are you aware of the concept of marriage? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you aware that that's other people's human experience? All right. Couple people in the back are aware of that. The rest literally have never heard of it.
Craig Peters does this thing in gross style, and Dan Greeter's always really funny guys. And Peters is a friend of ours, but Peters used to do this joke about Jesus sounding like Jesus back in the day. But he'd always do the same thing. He would go, now I like cheese. And then you'd name off these cheeses, like Swiss, Monterey, Jack. And then he'd always do the same motion, like someone said Colby, you go, Colby. He'd always like nod. No one ever fucking said Colby. Colby. He'd always do the, and it's something I picked up after the years. I went, no one's like sitting there going, I hope he says Colby. And like Swiss, Monterey Jack. How about Colby? Colby. Like it never fucking. It's just the funniest thing.
It's got the CK sound. It's the perfect cheese.
Yeah. It's just so funny. Like, it's just an awkward thing to do is to nod, like you're in agreement.
Yeah.
No one speaking. Colby. Yeah.
He didn't even stop to ask. This guy.
Right.
This guy doesn't know what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about.
Right. And that's always stood up.
We're so presumptive with that. This guy knows what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
How do we know?
Yeah.
That guy knows what we're talking about. One day somebody's going to say, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, man, I just want to let you know I was nodding in agreement, but I don't know what you were talking about. I don't want to be a dick.
I mean, I don't get any of it.
That's the worst.
I don't even.
That's the worst. The guy's apologetic. Hey, I'm sorry, buddy, but I don't know. I mean, we're on totally different paths here.
I mean, I really wanted to like you.
I mean,
I invested a lot in being here, but it just was not good.
I mean, all that screaming. I
Right.
mean, why would you?
What are you even talking about up there?
I mean, do you even ask yourself these questions? I'm sorry, I said too much. Anyway, could you sign my CD?
But that's not my CD.
I know. But
I'd like to continue the humiliation because I'm aware of what I'm doing, but I'm pretending like I'm not. You know, I thought you were great.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I did.
What do you mean, what?
There's a lot of in that.
But a lot of people did, right?
Let's not jump to everything. Yeah, but when people go, I thought you were great. There's a lot going on in that. There's a lot of no one else in my party did. I thought you were great. It's a lot of going on. You have to listen for it.
I'm almost certain
Table
that
tonight was like that.
I got a guy fired one night. So I got a corporate gig. It's a Christmas party for a company in Utah.
Oh my God!
And the guy gets a hold of me and he tells me what it is, and I don't want to do it. So I do the Jackie Cation thing of I tell him too much money. Tell him, and then he's like, okay. Oh man, now I got to do it.
Shit.
Oh my God.
So I go out there, and and he kept saying, it's like, you know, people are worried that you're going to be too dirty. But I told him, it's like, these guys, you know, they got a Christmas act. And, I don't know when I presented that I had a Christmas act.
Get up there and do it now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Quiet, everybody. Yeah, go and do it.
My act is a special hosted by Dolly Parton. So I tell him, it's like, look, man, I can take all the bad words out, but you know, my premises and my jokes are still my premises and my jokes. You know,
right.
I can clean it up as much as possible, but
Ideas.
I do it. He's like, yeah, it'll be fine.
That's hesitant.
So I get there, and the show goes, it's fine. It's not. I don't crush, but it's good, you know, and they enjoy themselves. Yeah. And I back everything off, you know, a bit, and maybe step on a few toes, maybe, you know, push a few boundaries. And I go back there, and the guy that hired me is just sweating, and he goes, oh, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof at this company. I'm gonna be fine. That's literally what he said to me.
He did not look bulletproof.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be fine. And so
then
a woman came over that was obviously a powerful woman in the company, and she looked me right in the eye and she says, I thought you were very, very funny. And then she turned to the other guy and she said, well, you're in trouble.
Oh my God.
So I'm almost certain I got this dude fired.
Do you think he had a budget to begin with, and when you shot a higher price, he had to go back and was like, "Hey guys"?
They always have more money than you think.
Gotcha.
These private corporate parties,
Really?
Yeah.
especially for if it's a company that is a national company or has several locations. I mean, they just have a huge budget for these things.
Right.
It's the same with colleges. Colleges, they give these kids this money they have to spend on shows. People wonder why tuition's so expensive. It's because you paid somebody $3,000 to stand in an empty library at noon and say words to nobody. Okay, that's why your student debt is crippling.
And you better be clean.
Yeah, it's because 24-year-old comics that barely have 40 minutes
Oh my God.
are getting paid a huge amount of money to go and
It's the whole NACA thing, right?
I say good for them, Sean.
Right then. Go on.
I'm
Off you go.
not gonna do. I'm gonna do a college. No, they don't want me. Hey kids.
Off you go with that.
Especially now.
With
Yeah.
some words.
You know everybody you don't have respect for. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I crippled your Earth. Suck it! I put a doomsday device in, motherfuckers! Because I'm out of here, baby. I'm out of here. You idiots are going to have to deal with this shit.
I did a college show with Greg Hahn. I don't know if you guys know. I know you know who Greg Hahn
yeah.
is, right?
I know who he is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's just a spastic. He's funny, man.
He's just a showman. He is just a
He's just-
showman in the classic sense. He would have dominated in vaudeville
Yes.
or just a million different
But he makes me
mediums.
laugh. He's never not made me laugh.
Oh, he's
just
great.
You
even
say
though-
vaudeville. Would he do blackface or something? Or
Why would we jump to that?
That's
Why would
right
we
to
jump
it.
to that?
I don't know.
That
I'm
wasn't vaudeville anyway. That's a minstrel show. God damn it, man. If you're only going to say 3 sentences, make them good. Make them make sense. For fuck's sake. You've been saving up over there.
Just
When you
waiting
do
to-
finally speak, everybody gets quiet. Oh, he's going to say something now.
Let him have it. Let him have it. Quiet, everybody.
I want you to work on this next one. I expect it to be good.
Okay.
So does he do blackface then?
See,
Actually,
that's
yes.
funny.
Such a odd thing to say.
Anyway, you're telling a story about Greg Hahn.
Oh yeah, so we did State College in Pennsylvania, and
What if it ends with him in blackface? And you're just trying to backpedal now and figure out another ending.
they totally stepped on my line.
Oh, that's the worst when you have to edit a story as you're telling it. Like, oh,
He's a
wait
juggler
minute.
now.
I'm not supposed to say this part.
Jump all over it. Yeah, blackface, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so no.
Yeah, that was the punchline. But anyway, guys. Actually, though, the audience reacted to Greg Hahn that night like he wasn't blackface because nobody was laughing. It was actually like one of the rare college shows where people actually showed up, but they wouldn't. At the time, he was doing this beer bit where he like shakes up a beer and it goes everywhere and he makes all these crazy faces, but part of that punch is the beer just shooting up from all the carbonation. Well, they don't sell beer on campus. And he's like, I need a beer. He's just all manic and freaking out with his big face. And I didn't need to say big face.
It does. It's enormous. It's
It is.
beautiful.
It's like a windshield
It's beautiful.
with eyes.
I want my house to be made in the shape of his face. I'd like to
Now I have to
walk
look this
into
guy
Greg Hahn's mouth every night.
just water and hail repelling off his face. Airtight, baby.
Hey!
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 Like no one here knows who Greg Hahn is. That's really funny. But he's eating it. Anyway, he winds up getting, because he couldn't get a beer, he had to get like a can of Coke. And it's time for his big bit, and he's shaking up. He's going, ah! No one's laughing, and he's just being bigger and bigger about it. Ah, that's crazy, guys! Woo! And he's shaking up this can of Coke, and he opens it, and it just goes, just kind of dribbles over, and he goes, woo! And he's just, this Coke is just kind of going everywhere, and people are like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Like, it just totally lost the, like, that would have, if anything would have worked for him that night was the beer spurting up. That's the only thing he needed, and he couldn't find that.
He couldn't even get that.
But goddamn, was that so funny? Like, there's a few people that just, the more they eat it, gross is that way. The more they eat it, you're like, this is genius.
You just keep climbing into the crevasse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite's gross. One time is on stage and he's eating it and he goes, he just kind of like looks at his watch. He goes, huh. You know, where the laugh should have been, huh, that's weird. Okay. And then he goes on, he does 10 more minutes. It's just not going well. And he just delivers this punchline to nothing, crickets. And he looks at his watch. He goes, oh, fuck. Time is moving backwards. I'm doing so bad, the clock is going the other way.
One night in Medford, Oregon, there was this one-nighter, and it had a couple different names, but it was at one point the Club Go. And
Okay.
And it was just a big dance club, like a big, huge, open space dance club, right? And they would flood it with all these people that were waiting for the dance club, right? So Andy Andrist is featuring.
Oh, my God.
And there's this door guy that's really into what he's doing. He says, look. Anybody gets out of hand, you say, I'd like to buy that man a glass of water. I'll get him right out of here. Like, all right. So Andrus gets on stage, and within like 5 minutes, he's just lost the room.
Sure.
It's just chaos. You know? People fucking mingling with each other. And he just stops, and he pauses. He says, yes, I would like to buy a glass of water for everyone in here.
Oh, my God. That's so funny.
That's awesome.
I thought you were going to say for myself.
I thought so too.
One water.
One water.
He wanted
This
to finish
guy.
his time, man.
Yeah, sure. Oh, my God.
That's the
That guy's
same-
funny, man.
That's the same club that they kept sending this comic shots over and over on stage.
Oh.
And the comic, by the end, he's got his back up against the wall. And he's doing his act, but his act's just getting quieter because his arm is just dropping. That is the mic. And then he's just standing at the wall, and he's still doing his act. And then he just slides down the back
Oh, my God.
and curls up and fell asleep. Like in the middle of a joke.
On stage.
No
with
way.
Oh, it was bananas.
That's crazy.
It was bananas. And the crowd kind of let it happen. And then once he kind of dozed off, it's like, yeah! And he was like, oh. And sort of jarred asleep.
Oh, my God.
And he mumbled out another 5 minutes and then closed the show.
That punchline was called, you know what I mean.
That kind of happened here one time, not with continuous shots. The comic got drunk on her own.
Yeah, she did.
It was Lunell, and
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
she was on stage, and she did the first show fine. She got up for the second show, and I had talked to her between shows, and she seemed fine, but she was fucking lit.
Oh.
And she sat up there, and she was slowly falling asleep. She was sitting down, but she kept like nodding off. But the crowd, it was weird to me because the crowd was on board the entire time until they realized like she was out asleep.
Right.
And so like they were like, she would like mumble like be like nah, in the mic, and they'd be like, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, she's actually fucking fucked up. Like, and you could tell that moment when the crowd like realized it, and it was so fucking.
That's where it gets interesting.
yes,
That's
when
they
you
did.
watch the discovery of the crowd going, hey, this isn't a bit.
yes.
Hey, motherfuckers.
Yeah, there was an old dude called Bob Hansen. And when I started doing road work in the Pacific Northwest, he lived in Vancouver, Washington. And he was an old guy, and he would go and do one-nighters. So I did a bunch of gigs with him. And he would pick you up in a great big van with, like, captain seats, right? And he'd be driving his van. And he was a great big fat guy. And he would just, like, eat chicken wings and just throw them out the window. And then he would just throw his garbage out the window. And if you say anything, he said, I goddamn fought for this goddamn country, and I'll fucking pollute it if I want to pollute it. He was just a caricature of a man. And he said that he was a singer in the 50s, and he was in Kansas City, and he was very tied in with the Kansas City mob, and he was supposed to be like the next Sinatra, and then he had some sort of weird entangle with the mob, and then he became a cop, and he was a cop for several years. And when he was on stage, he was in a tuxedo that had like ruffles on it and everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Character. So he goes up to Canada and he has a massive heart attack, and he's up there for like 3 months, but he doesn't have insurance, so he has to start working again. And so I was with him the first show when he was out of the hospital. It was in Seaside, Oregon, and he had lost, it had to have been 80 pounds.
Wow.
And so he was just like, he was still a big guy, but now his skin was just hanging off of his face. And his tuxedo didn't fit. It was all like big and everything. And I saw him, and he was kind of sitting on his chair, and he was really pale. And I really liked the guy because he was a character, man. And I was like, Bob, man, it's good to see you. Are you doing okay? Like, yeah. He's kind of mumbling a little bit. And I just said, it's like, dude, look, I mean, if you need to go a little bit short, I can go long. If you... Motherfucker, I never got short in a goddamn show in my life. He's like screaming at me. Fine. Okay, I'll do my time.
Emptying bottles in the alley.
So then he gets on stage.
And I'm literally-
And within 5 minutes, he's on the stool, and he didn't work the stool. He would normally walk around the room. He'd bring the lights up and walk around the room.
Oh, really?
So he's leaning on the stool, and he's just fucking sweating. And he's sweating, and I'm telling you, I thought he was going to die right there. And it was really noticeable, like if he didn't know him at all. There was obviously something wrong here.
Yeah. Wow.
But he got up, and he started going around the room, and he got like halfway out and then like thought better of it and came back and then just did an interaction as though, because he always counts on like a large-chested girl to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He would say things as they walked by and look at their ass and say, oh, it's like 2 kittens fighting in a burlap sack, I believe was the way he would describe asses, on stage into a microphone in front of people about actual human beings that were supposedly working with him.
That's what that reminds me of.
Gee, I wonder what was wrong with that. What's the matter with that? Why can't I make a woman feel awful about herself sexually while she's at work? I mean, shit, man. Fucking Biden and his fucking rules.
Now bring me something.
I mean, if they didn't want me to talk about their ass, they wouldn't have one.
Then don't put your name on the application.
No, exactly.
I like when they get intelligent. The application. Because you're the dummy.
Look, you gotta understand, there's gonna be a bit of sex in this job. What? No, that's not any job.
Quit making it okay. No.
Am I a showgirl? No. You're working at a bar in a comedy club. You have to expect you're gonna get your ass grabbed. Good God. How can you complain about such things?
I've never seen an ass that looks like 2 cats fighting in a burlap sack.
It's a weird place to go.
Yeah.
This was the 90s. It was a different time.
Andy was in blackface.
Asses
the
were
whole
different.
It looked way different then.
Can I just point out this? All these young comics talk about eating ass, and they make a big deal about it. Yeah, because asses are much easier to eat now. They're beautiful. They're like shaped, and they're waxed. And they're fucking bleached. They fucking bleached them. When you ate an ass in the 90s, you were eating like the ghost of ass past. It was like a cave in France.
It's before...
Just a whole nother civilization on there. It was awful. It was awful.
It's
and
ass with no flavor.
It was usually a punishment. That's what it usually was.
Yes, now you gotta
You
eat
had
the-
done something wrong.
Now you know where you
She had
gotta
been
go.
watching the Clarence Thomas trial all day
Yeah.
and
you,
had some shit to work out.
you're going for the upper, and she's like,
I've
nope.
been jogging and eating chili all day. Get over here.
And we didn't cry about
We
it.
didn't cry about it. We didn't get on
ate
stage
it.
and talk about how great we were at it.
No. We put our Transformers down and we ate that ass.
Yeah, goddamn right.
In the privacy of your own home.
Or in public. We
And
didn't
we
care.
didn't have a cell phone or participation trophy.
Sometimes a neighbor will scold you and you have
It
to
was
eat
a
their
much
ass.
better world.
And we liked eating ass that
We
way.
loved it.
Sometimes my neighbor would bring me home because I was out late, and I'd eat their ass and their kids' ass. And we liked it.
Wait,
I don't know why.
Why?
Great, now we have to
Why
cut
would
more
you do
shit
that?
out.
We were the same age. We were the same age in that joke.
We're not cutting anything out.
And we're not looking at my diary right now. More importantly.
Close
Hey, really
that-
quick,
You
Og.
should sell that after the show.
Close that book.
Oh,
His
really?
If
diary.
you sold your actual diary from when you were young,
Oh my God. Wow.
would you have the balls to publish something like that? I think that
Unedited.
would be fascinating.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Should it be edited or just as
No,
is?
it as is.
Wow, that's disturbing.
And maybe there are times when you can explain what you were writing is because sometimes, only we can read our own writing.
Kind of like
and I
a
would
footnotes.
imagine with you were pretty late in writing
It's a lot of
or understanding the language in general.
It's a lot of
I imagine that you communicated through a series of hand signals and grunts.
hieroglyphics. I wrote hieroglyphics.
That's what I assume.
It's like a peacock and
That's
a tiger
what I
head.
just imagine your childhood was.
Yeah, sure.
I've always thought of you as in a plastic bubble, unable to speak. Yeah,
Mini
is
bubble.
that wrong?
No, it's
Because that's just
again,
from conversation. That's what I imagine.
again, it's another
That's what your life
another
was.
channel on Pornhug, but we don't have time for that now. Oh, really quick, I hate to put you on the spot, but this is one of my favorite stories, and I told my wife this last week. But will you tell about the comedy booker Doug about taking Ad out in the LA Times?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's my
yeah.
favorite- one of my favorite
This is a
fucking
great one.
stories.
This is the legend, Doug James.
Oh shit!
And
This
here's
guy's
the
a
thing,
character, just like that.
everybody. Doug James is a very real man.
Yes.
And he's a good man, and he still books a couple of bar shows around Los Angeles.
Yeah, like
And
one-nighter.
He's a consistent. The money's always there.
Yeah.
The crowd is always there, and he's a solid dude. Anyway, Doug James moves out to L.A. in the '80s from Boston, and he was a comic. And he had, you come out and you got a little money in your pocket when you first get here. So he's fucking pounding the pavement, and he's waiting in line. And finally, the Comedy Store is going to put him on the main stage on a Tuesday night, and the regular show. So he decides to go all in, and he takes out a half-page ad in Variety. See Doug James, August 17th at the world-famous Comedy Store. Well, because of the ad, the show gets all this heat. And all of a sudden, Seinfeld's people and Shandling's people are calling up to be on
talk
the
of the
show.
town.
Well, Variety is a pretty big is
Huge.
a pretty big
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a
Huge.
fucking huge magazine.
Yeah.
It's so huge that the show got so big that Doug James got bumped from the show.
His own show.
Yeah.
That he
The show
spent the
that
money on the
he
ad.
had publicized and it's just such a beautiful microcosm of the entertainment business.
Yep.
It's like you can do everything right and just still get fucked over, and everybody else benefits from the thing that you did. Yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna happen.
that's
You
what
can't get
Seinfeld.
upset about it.
That's where Seinfeld pitched his show and got picked up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm adding bullshit to the story, but it'd been great. But
that was the other part in the in the ad. It said a show about nothing. Is that anything?
But Ogg's right, man. This dude is a total character. He's real. One
He
time,
MCs all the shows.
yeah, and sometimes because he MCs the shows, you have to go pick him up. He's always like he'll call you. He's like, pick me up on the corner of Western and was it Western and Melrose? Yeah, there's a Valero gas station on the corner of Western and Melrose. I'm
Don't
like,
stop. Just slow down and open your door,
I'm like, Doug,
and I will appear.
Doug, give me your apartment
Am
number.
I-
No, it's Valero.
Am I picking you up after a heist?
Well, one of those times we had to drive. It was one of those one-nighters that we drove basically down to San Diego, which is like a 2.5 hour drive. And it's late at night. We're coming back, and maybe we might have been drinking and smoking a little bit. But it's like 3 a.m, and he's like, "Get off on Sunset," and it's dark. And I get off on Sunset, and I'm on the off ramp, and I'm stopped at a light, and I'm getting ready to say, "Hey, Doug, right or left on Sunset?" But all I got out was, "Hey, Doug, right." And I just look in the back, and the door closes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's shut. And I look off, and there's like some like weeds and shit, like blowing, like where a path had been created, like where a grown-ass fucking man just ran through, like fucking a Sasquatch.
While you were moving.
How
Well, I
fast
was
were you
fucking
going?
talking to him, hey, right or left, and he's just out. He pieced out.
Was he ever here? That's the way he likes to leave every interaction.
These guys are so
Is
sick.
you wondering as though you dreamt it.
What just happened?
A lot of those gigs were like that. What the fuck just happened? Dude, I tell this story all the time to Gross. We were doing that San Diego gig, and it was always like a pretty fun gig. And Doug, for the most part, like we make fun of him, but he used to always like bring the crowd around for these one-nighters.
I don't make fun of him. I think he's an excellent MC. And even though he's doing Ed Sullivan impressions,
Yes.
literally Ed Sullivan impressions,
Yeah.
he
Like to this
he
day.
focuses. Yes, absolutely. He focuses the crowd, and
Yes.
they are ready for a show.
He
when
gets
you
them
get up
ready,
there.
man, like
and
these
it's
bars.
it's always a bar gig.
Yeah.
And there's no cover.
Right.
And
So they're all Googling
there's-
who Ed
one
Sullivan.
of them at Molly Bloom's.
Oh, in Manhattan-
there's
or-
not even a stage anymore.
Hermosa Beach.
You're
or
just
something?
you're just walking around the floor.
Yeah, people just come
as
and walk
though
in
you're
from-
one of them.
Just walking in from the beach. Yeah,
As though
there's a
you're one of the
show.
great unwashed.
We were doing one of those gigs, and he was up there, and he's like up there, and he's emceeing, and it sounds like a good crowd. Like he's got him focused, a lot of laughter. He's killing with these dumb impressions. He's killing, which is great because I'm next.
Right.
And I'm like, I can see him like off to the right. He's killing. And I turned. It was actually Gross I was there with. I'm like, man, this is going to be fun. And in that amount of time, laughter had stopped. And I looked back, and it's just, I'm looking at Doug going, no, pal, fuck you. Fuck you, buddy. No, seriously, fuck you. And I was waiting, and I was like waiting. I was like, oh, maybe I missed the setup to a joke.
Yeah.
There's no fucking nothing after that. It was awkward silence. And he goes, and he does this thing where he's like, fuck you. And he's like making eye contact, and he goes, anyway, your first comic, Shawn Gnandt. Yes.
Wow.
And I get up on stage, and it was a good crowd, man.
Yeah.
I heard them laughing. He was having a good set.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened in that short amount of time where he's saying "fuck you," and I get up on stage, and there's like 3 cowboys in the front with their boots on stage, cowboy hats, buckles, and I'm like, hey, fuck that guy. And I just shit on Doug, and I won him back, and they were a great crowd. But I don't, like, he was not kidding. Like, the tone was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
And like, I still don't know, but.
And then you didn't
The
ask
best-
him to say what the fuck
Fuck
happened?
no, because he gets drunk and he doesn't remember. He gets like really. Sometimes you get really. One time we were coming back from one of those gigs. He got really drunk, and there was another case where he's like, "Get off on Sunset." I'm like, Doug, this time tell me whether right or left. He's like, we're gonna go to Denny's, make a left. So it's like 3 a.m. We've been drinking, and we get off. And I'm not exaggerating at all. Doug James took 1 step out of the car, 1 foot hit fucking sidewalk, and somebody off the street says, Doug James, you motherfucker! and he just tells me and the other comic, he goes, okay, guys, let's just get in there. Don't worry about that. Like, and we're like, who the fuck? How did they know you at 3 a.m? Yeah, let's not talk about it. That dude is real,
crazy.
man. That dude is real. He's a legend.
is.
He's a legend.
And that's what this business needs. Business needs characters,
Yeah.
and he's a character.
Yeah.
And he is a survivor in this job.
I don't know how he fucking does it. Like, he's one-nighters all over, and they're
Yeah.
not close.
Sounds like a LA version of Gary Minky.
No.
I mean,
Every time I've showed up for a Doug James gig, there was a gig. I cannot say the same about Mr. Mankey, of whom a thing is named after. If you show up for a gig and it's not there, that's getting mankered. That is the name
It's a
of
verb.
it.
or double booked. Double booked.
His name is a verb.
On the feature.
Ah.
No,
action
we've
verb.
already got a feature.
Makered.
He's the Lou Gehrig of booking a show where there is no show. It's named after him.
I remember I showed up in Davenport, Iowa for one of his gigs he booked me at. And I showed up and I'm like, hey, buddy. And I'd never met him before. But I got the gig through him. And he's like, yeah? Who? And I'm like, hey, I'm the opener. He goes, oh, okay. That's my introduction to fucking Gary Mankey. Because he didn't remember, no recollection of the... He was like, oh, I actually scheduled myself to MC this week. So like he made it right, and I actually stayed. I got the week, and I remember Kevin Naughton from Chicago.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like, I missed that guy, man. But we wound up, he let me stay in his hotel room with him, and we just got high and laughed at Don Rickles all night, doing bad Rickles. Anyway.
Man, first time I met Mankey, I drove his car from Omaha to Davenport, Iowa, because Lewis was late picking me up for the fucking airport.
Lewis.
And I missed my flight. And Mankey had told me that he had bought a car and he wanted me to take it. I was like, dude, I can't do that. I got a flight. But then I missed my flight. So then I didn't have a flight. So instead, I drove across Iowa in a Volvo that Mankey had bought here. Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. He drove the
And then when I got
the Maker Mobile.
And then when I got to Davenport, the feater the week before me had been Hedberg.
Oh.
And he had just eaten a
Sure,
dick
yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
Because he was Hedberg, and he was featuring for a magician in Davenport. So, yeah, it's not the way I would have booked the show.
Yeah.
So he was just eating it every night. And so then one night he just said, all right, I'm going to leave now. And you guys didn't like me, and I didn't like you. So just don't say any or do anything. And he just walked off. And I thought that was so cool. So I love doing that now.
And they get awkwardly.
Yeah, just leaving. Like telling them, you better be silent when I leave here.
Is this how you leave your wife when you go on the road? Hey, so it's cool. You don't like me, I don't like you.
Don't say nothing when I leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that about once a year. I enjoy the hell out of it.
Great bit.
Yeah, and it's awesome because you never see that. Even when a guy eats ass, they applaud when he leaves.
Yeah.
Wow, brought it back to ass eating.
Yeah, it came out, and then I hated that it came out. It's just
that's not what I meant.
I could have used a million different.
They're also a
turns
hard
of
act to
phrase
follow.
there.
I had to follow ass eater in Fort Wayne once.
Was that on Pornhub?
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Was his name Tyler Walsh?
Who's the oddest act you ever worked with, Og?
The oddest?
The oddest. Like, for example, one time I did that Erie, Pennsylvania room, Juniors, which was
Juniors,
fun.
yeah.
I used to have some really good shows there when I was starting off because in Cleveland it was only like an hour and a half away.
Okay.
And but I remember I was working with one week I was working with Todd Oliver and his talking dog.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
Todd Oliver and his talking dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, did the dog talk?
I'm gonna get to it. But at the time, I don't know if they do this anymore. I haven't worked the club in years, but they did this thing where they would send a limo to pick you up from the hotel and take you to the show. But then you're on your own how to get back. There's like no more limo service.
And it was a long way.
Yes,
and
like,
Erie is the coldest place I've ever been.
and it's an old limo too. It's had that boomerang on the back and shit. And it's all boxy looking, but whatever. It was cool. But so I'm working with Todd Oliver and his talking dog, and I get a call in my hotel room that the limo is from the club is there, and I'm like, okay, I'll be right down. And sure enough, I go down and the limo's there, and I get in and I see this Wayne Newton looking guy with a fucking show shirt hung up on the rack in the limo. And I sit down, and this dog just sits in my face and starts licking my face. I'm Todd Oliver. And I'm Todd Oliver.
Talks.
Yeah, I'm Todd Oliver, and this is whatever his name, Bonnet or some fucking name. I don't know what the dog's name was. But he was like really excited and nice, and the dog is just licking my face, and that's how the whole week went. Because that's the kind of like audience he attracted, and they did not like me at all. I think that might have been like the last week. It was just so awkward.
Wow.
Boston Terrier?
I think, yeah. Yeah.
He found him.
I Googled him, and it's called Todd Oliver and Friends now.
Oh, shit, he had a litter.
But
Oh,
it's just
no,
him
the
and his,
dog
it's just him
died.
and his dog. No,
The
it's
dog
him
had
and
a
his
litter
dog.
of pups. He made it. Now it's like a Jeff Dunham act, except for live dogs.
Dude, he has
With his-
puppets and a French bulldog now.
Oh.
Oh, so he is a Dunham.
He was a really nice guy, and it was just a weird week though, and I just did not do well. I don't think I would. Yeah, they like want you clean there, and
You never
it
answered
was
the
one of
question.
those. What was the question? Sorry.
Did the dog talk?
Yeah.
What did the dog do?
Yeah, trick like really dumb tricks. Like it's just
What? How did he talk? Like what?
Todd Oliver made the dog talk with his own voice. He was a ventriloquist for the dog, and then the dog would respond.
Wait, how would he get the dog to open his mouth?
You didn't get the dog to open his mouth. It's weird. Like you saw his mouth move, and then the dog's talking, but it's not.
It's just sitting there panting.
It's he killed. Yeah. Lou. He had the dog, his hand up the dog's ass too.
It's still living.
But he killed. Like he killed, and I was like, "This is, I don't belong here. This is not a good week for me," because the audiences really liked it, and I was like, "I don't get it." He's giving, "All right, Poncho," or whatever the dog's name. I don't remember.
Just keep changing.
Just keep changing dog names.
All right, Ricketts. All right, whatever the fuck. He's got this.
All right, Sir Charles Emerson Winchester III.
Who's got the best name? Daddy does for you. But that was the oddest.
That's an odd show.
That was.
I
Really,
think that qualifies.
It was just he and I. Well, they and I.
Yeah, you can't forget the dog.
And he was very Vegas-like. I remember that he had to have his shirts pressed between shows.
Damn right. You work with animals, you look good.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's a Wayne Newton looking guy. So
You
He
can't
was
work
older. He
with
was at the
animals in a
time-
fucking hoodie.
This is like 20-some years. This is 20-some years.
You better have yourself a shiny suit, motherfucker. You show up with a bunch of birds.
He's like
Or a
Donald
big
Trump.
cat.
He's like Donald Trump, and Jr. punches him in the gut for not wearing a suit. Fucking dog. Dress up, goddammit. I took it too far with animal cruelty. I apologize.
What?
So, have you ever worked with anything like that?
Have I? Well, there used to be an act that was Earl Burks and his Wonder Dog. And forget what his Wonder Dog's
Are
name
you
was.
shitting me?
But Earl Burks. Okay.
What's with these dog acts?
What is with these dog acts?
What is with these dog acts?
And Earl Burks had a great big like big bulldog, like a big one, and he would put it in a T-shirt, and the dog would drink a Bud Light every night.
Oh.
But that's like all the dog did. So it was like Earl Burks and his Wonder Dog Luke or whatever it was, and he'd go up there, and at the end of his act, this dog would drink this Bud Light, and then there was. I don't think Earl Burks was a very good man, though.
Oh, shit.
I think I've heard some stuff about him.
Well, he's getting his dog drunk every night, so he couldn't have been that good of a guy.
Oh, yuck.
We have a dog story from
Well, no,
around
you
here.
take it. I need the thing.
Oh, take it.
Thank you.
What is that, a hanky?
Wow, sir. I thank you.
That's what I used when I'm insulted. I fucking
pocket
slap
story.
people with it. I didn't like that story.
Challenge him to a duel.
I demand satisfaction.
How dare you tell that Doug James story?
I've never seen a dog act here on stage, but
No.
we had Christina P. come in here.
Oh,
and
she's funny.
She's hilarious.
Very funny.
She's
And
so
she had a
funny.
friend stop by, and he had a service dog that was a little rat dog. I don't know what it was. And her feature, I think she was the feature. Maybe she was the MC.
She was a feature.
Her name was Chase O'Donnell, and she did her set, and then she went off, and I had someone run to the sound booth and be like, the dog just bit the feature in the face.
Oh shit!
And this was first show on a Friday night. And I had
How you gonna top it?
And I had been told this guy brought the dog in, and that the dog, don't pet the dog, don't get close to the dog will bite you.
Right,
Obviously,
we're just gonna put the dog in a crowded fucking room, and nobody get close
in
to
the green room.
That's on you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
in
you.
that enormous green room that is quite literally a closet. Here, human beings, share your space with this fucking dog.
Don't make eye contact.
That will bite you.
There's a fucking patio. Put the dog on the fucking patio.
Yeah.
I want to be able to see her.
Well, they didn't inform Chase that.
Yeah,
She
they
went
should
in.
have told her that.
She leaned
Bit
in.
somebody
pet
in
him.
the face.
The comic.
Right. She was bleeding out of her nose,
shit.
Augie, like crazy.
Who was this?
Her name is Chase O'Donnell. She's like a young comedian, up and coming, that Christina P takes around with her.
Jesus.
And they obviously didn't tell her this, because she told me she went in there and started petting the dog, and it just right away, right on her nose, on her face. She had a
Horrifying.
second
Yeah.
show to
Because
go.
you go into a green room and there's a dog, you think, I can pet the fucking dog.
Yeah.
They wouldn't put a wild, crazy dog that will fucking bite my face if I so much as touch it in the fucking green room. That would be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You know what's sad is
Here,
now.
just sit there quietly and try not to make any sudden movements in our closet of a green room with this killer dog that will bite your fucking face. Like, that's what it bites. That's what it goes for, our faces.
You know, it's poor woman now for her
God
life.
damn it.
Like-
I hope she sues the shit out of this place. Where were you guys? You let this happen?
I was in the sound booth.
I wasn't working.
What the fuck?
Colleen fixed it. She gave her
by the
vodka
way,
and makeup.
For future reference, I would like no aggressive animals in the green room that I'm not allowed to be around without possibly being bit, not being told about that. Like, if that is the case, I just won't fucking go in there.
You might want to put that on your
So
rider.
maybe next I have to have a writer that says that.
I mean,
Yeah.
these are things you
And I
should
think
know
I
about.
speak for literally everyone alive.
It's something I
I think there
expect to
might
see
be
when I
three
go.
guys that want their face bit, but I don't think they're comics.
Yeah. Or just nice people in general. Who would want to face?
Yeah, who would want those guys? Yeah. Those guys are weirdos, man.
Or maybe just you don't know my past. I have something coming. I know what I don't want.
Do
death.
not touch the dog. The dog is not right in its head. It had a very bad youth and has been taking it out on humans ever since. But also, it's hilarious.
You know, that's a good point. Was it a service dog for the guy, or was the guy the service human for the dog?
Service dogs don't bite. That's the point of a service dog.
Yeah.
They quit. They can't bite. They have a job.
So it's not a
They're
service
the only
dog.
dogs with. Well, the dog. Fuck.
I just put that together.
It's Christina P's
I'm slower
friend
than-
that brought the dog. So
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, and then he was
She
mad.
brought a dog. She was no. She
No,
didn't
it's her
bring
friend.
She didn't bring the
It was
dog.
in- another
it's her
person.
friend. Her friend
Some
came
guy
up
just
with
showed up.
the
That
dog.
goes on stage.
No.
No.
That just brought
Just
a dog.
a guy
Yeah.
hanging out.
It's a
What
friend
in
of-
the? I thought it was part of the show.
No.
It wasn't even on the show.
No, it was Christina
What's it
P's
doing in
friend.
the fucking green room?
It's Christina P's friend who came up to see her and brought his dog and chucked it in there with her.
never should have been in the green room.
Well, and wasn't her dog in there too? Didn't Christina P bring a
No,
dog
she
with
didn't
her
have a dog.
this time? Okay.
There was
she did
one
at the
dog.
beginning of the night. The other fucking crazy dog ate that first. Well, what are you supposed to do? Fucking put it out? Fucking not let it in there?
Leave it at home.
We
leave
had
it in the
no
car.
other choice.
Leave it in the hotel room.
I actually saw the wait staff serving him. It was weird.
They were.
That's why the dog bit. He was
Yeah.
overserved.
I mean, it's something I expect when I go into green rooms. I don't know where you've been for the last 20 years. Sometimes there's dogs and
Maybe sometimes there's bees.
I've seen
My friend brought these bees to the show because he couldn't find a sitter. Is it okay if I keep it in your green room? Well, certainly. Person I don't know? Of course you can.
Hey, it's baby seal
Why wouldn't
week.
I let you keep your bees in here? Fucking lunatics.
How much time are the bees doing? No, they're not going.
No, they're not on the
stage bees.
show.
They're not
They
stage
have
bees.
nothing to do with this.
They're not bringing any value.
We're
here.
just adding them to your green room.
Also, they're a little
Because I
aggressive.
can't be without them.
They're support bees.
each one of them
And they know,
represents another part of my childhood.
they know when the crowd's not laughing.
Although all parts of my childhood are very stingy. That's the first thing you need to know.
That's awful.
Well, then the guy who brought the dog was mad that the lady got bit in the face.
First of all, that guy should die. There should be a court ruling that guy died because he doesn't know how to live in society, or go to some sort of class. I guess we don't need to kill him. I guess we could
Try a class first.
We could plea it down.
First
to
clue.
going to some sort of class on being another human being, like surrounded by other human beings. And there's some places your dog can't fucking go if it bites people in the face, asshole. Right. And those places would be anywhere. Your dog can't go anywhere if he bites people in the fucking face.
That's right.
He can exist in your backyard. That's fine.
Did he have like face gouges and shit? Like,
She was bleeding out of her. She had a cut.
No, him.
No.
He's just fucking.
He's got all kinds of
pieces. It's just he looks like Phantom of the Opera.
the dog keeps biting him.
You have a metal plate on your face.
You look like Rocky Dennis. What the fuck is wrong with you? She's a little hyper in the morning. What do you want from me? He's lisping.
Anyway, she loves comedy. It's the only thing that soothes her.
Holy fuck.
I mean, if you think she bites faces now, you should see what she's like when she's not at a comedy club.
I mean, why do you think we're here?
This is the last one that lets me in. It's like Travels with Charlie, but Charlie is rabid. And we just bring him to comedy clubs across America to bite comic faces.
Grizzly Adams of fucking rabid dogs. Holy shit. Y'all got an open mic tonight?
BJ and the bear, if he was a real bear.
You and your bear on your way. There's no show tonight, guys. Don't
Well,
make
it
a
looks
sound.
like he says no.
But I wanted to do 5 minutes. No, shut up. The bear's
He likes
frothing at
his
the
meat
mouth.
fresh.
No show here. Next town over. All right, on to Missoula. Fucking just hitting the Pacific, then hitting those, what's the fucking Dave Tribble gigs? He's doing the Pacific Northwest runs. Callis
Todd
Bell's
Oliver
next.
and his talking bear.
Hey, Todd, what happened to the dog?
I gotta think bigger.
And the bear was hungry.
I traded it. I traded the dog for a bear.
Now let it lick its face.
Let it lick
It's
your
a
face.
famous bear. He was in that one bear movie. You know the one, Shawn.
Ansel BJ and the bear?
No.
No.
The one with the bear.
The bear.
No, not Yogi.
Bad News Bears?
Nope, not Bad News Bears.
The
We're talking-
bear.
Nope, wasn't the bear.
Is that one with Leo DiCaprio?
Nope, wasn't Revenant. Come on, assholes. I'm thinking of a movie.
Anthony Hopkins.
The Edge, we got it. Best bear movie there's ever been.
I don't think I've seen it.
That's not the
The
name.
bear
the name
appears
of
to be the villain, but here's the thing. The bear's just being a bear. And that's what they established. The real villain is man.
I like it. Let's change it.
What if the bear was an ice cream parlor?
Wait, what?
Now we're
Yeah,
back
hear
to-
me out.
And what if
Now we're back to
Anthony
improv.
Hopkins was a 14-year-old girl with a dream of singing? And her mom was a raccoon.
I think it'd go something like this.
It writes itself. I want to see 12 pages by the morning.
And action.
Say.
Wow, we're already on set? I told you all I had
I
was
wanna
a premise.
fast track that. That's
Not
such
a
a
good
great
one
premise.
at that.
Can Ant want it now?
I don't even know how you built this set
I already want
from that
to
description,
I
but it's
already-
perfect.
I already want to audition and get turned down for it. That's how fast I want to fucking shoot.
It's already happened.
Yes, thank you. Just say you're looking for Danny Glover again.
Yep.
Fuck it.
You look nothing like him.
Guy beats me out on everything. I didn't know we were up for all the same roles.
And he thinks he's too old for this shit. I think the truth is he's just not.
No, he's.
Yeah, Shawn would agree.
I would agree.
You ever see those fishing movies that he does with Joe Pesci?
Gone fishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're bananas. They were written in a 3-day fever dream by a man that got a hold of some bad tuna.
Wow.
They're fantastic.
I don't think I've seen those either.
I've seen him.
Oh,
He's
shit.
right. Augie's right.
There's like 3 of them.
Yes, there
They
is.
just keep
Oh,
making
shit.
them.
I didn't know
For
that.
real?
The last
Oh,
one, there's like
wow.
a murder. It's crazy.
It's a
It's
kid.
like when Smokey and the Bandit went crazy when they had to transport the elephant across America.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, the director's version, the elephants actually gutted out.
Was that
There's a
Operation?
family living inside of it.
He doesn't say.
Tarantino, Smokey and the Bandit.
There's a family of immigrants living inside, but they didn't show that.
Operation Dumbo Drop or what?
Yeah. A dark reimagining. So yeah, they made Vietnam lighthearted. Very few movies have done that.
Was that Operation
This is true.
Dumbo?
That was Operation
Dumbo
Dumbo
Drop.
Drop.
Oh, wow.
It was set in Vietnam because it was a true story about how we ran out of bombs and we started dropping others.
Oh, shit. There could be a positive spin. Let's go with that. Fuck.
We had a bunch of elephants. They cleaned out all the zoos in America.
Well,
And they just dropped them.
oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's an effective weapon.
I mean,
There was a psychological aspect to it because it was terror for them, but it was hilarious for us.
my God.
Because I'll tell you, when they're in the air and they're still trying to walk,
Oh, my God. That's horrific.
And hilarious.
More horrific? I mean, you have to hope.
that song "Baby Elephant Walk" really doesn't do it justice.
An elephant would take out a whole hut for sure.
Yeah, but you have to hope so. How do you aim an elephant? That's what
Yeah. I'm telling
Well,
you,
at least-
I really. That's why they made a movie about
You
it.
have to train the elephants
Because
to,
it's a fascinating tale of
Wow.
engineering.
Somebody greenlit that shit. Yeah, tell me more.
The last,
Oh, they die. No. There's got to be one that lives at least. We'll follow that one
a
story.
hero elephant.
yes, the
Yeah,
sole
but what-
survivor.
Someone else is like, but what about all the dead elephants? No, that's not where the story
What
is.
if the elephant falls in love?
Yes, go. Yes,
Yeah.
the one that lives. Yeah, go on.
With a native Vietnam animal.
An elephant?
No.
Did you
No.
get passed over for that gig?
Yes. Yeah. I was sloth number 2.
I see Daniel Day-Lewis as every character. He would spend 5 years
Yeah.
training with elephants and then dropping them on people in research.
He
of the
would.
role.
And not only that, like in between times of his acting gigs, he's a shoemaker. He makes shoes.
Really?
Like in Italy, yeah. He's a shoemaker.
Yeah.
That's-
A cobbler is what it
Cobbler,
is.
I couldn't think of the yeah. And then he takes all the gigs, only the gigs he wants to do.
Well, I think he's officially retired now.
Yeah.
That Phantom
Yes.
Menace that he did
Oh, right.
was the last thing that he did.
Where he's a sewer?
Yeah, he's a dressmaker,
Yes.
which is I don't need to tell me anymore. I'm there. What? Danny Day-Lewis and sewing?
But he's dressed up as Bill the Butcher. And action.
Tapping his
Drop from
eyeball
a
with
plane.
needle.
Over the jungles of Laos this time. What? Yeah, we're changing things
We're
up.
back to elephants? Man, this script has had some changes.
That's what happens when you greenlight it so quickly.
Yeah.
People want to be part of it and put their stamp on it.
You got to remember not to lose the heart.
That's what the love
Instead
story
The
is.
heart behind dropping elephants on people.
Yeah. I mean, There's real people that loaded those elephants
That's
on
right.
planes.
That's right.
What about their
Yeah.
families?
What about their story? Who's telling that?
Nobody.
We should be.
Where's
That's who
Ken
should
Burns?
be.
That's a sequel.
We need
Yeah,
to quit
maybe.
looking to somebody
Prequel.
else
Yeah.
and start making it happen ourselves, America.
HBO needs to make that and have tits in it. I'd watch
Oh, my
that.
God.
Roger Corman.
Yeah. Some tits and some unnecessary violence.
Man, apparently those 1980s Lakers got laid a lot.
Oh, my God.
Have you been watching that
No.
show?
I have.
but
I have
mean-
been watching it.
It's a
No.
It's
Magic Johnson's pissed. I heard about it.
I think he comes off pretty good. I
think
him.
so too.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why he's mad, but yeah, he
I
said.
think he's the hero of the tale so far. Him and Jerry Buss. But I mean, they're playing everybody as very flawed characters,
yes,
which
and
but they're making it sort of amusing.
Magic Johnson's argument is they should have talked to one of the Lakers ever to make this book because it's based off a book, I guess, called Winning Time.
Yeah, a
also.
couple books.
It's
yeah.
a little weird that they didn't talk to any Lakers.
That is
for
kind of
the
weird.
making of it.
And they're just
I
making up
would,
shit.
I would have to jump on board with that.
Probably better.
You would have at least tried. You
Probably-
would have at least tried.
Michael
Mine's-
Cooper wouldn't talk to you.
Well,
I mean,
probably the
come on.
mindset is read the books and then make it and ask for forgiveness, but rather than permission, and be like,
Right.
oh, well, we're basing it off the books, and I guess because I listened to the podcast from the director on Larry Wilmore, who's got a really good podcast, by the way, asks him a lot of questions. And
Why are you plugging other podcasts?
I'm going to be on
man?
that
You son
show.
of a bitch.
Well, you
that's
trying
the
to
show.
sync them?
Well, that's the show
Doesn't
that
even
I'm
listen to
pretending I'm on
ours.
right now.
Like I listen to this other door guy podcast.
God damn it.
Son of
No,
a
but
bitch.
like it was interesting how they casted the actor who plays Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like all those actors had to like kind of know how to play basketball and work as a team and get signature shots like the sky hook down. And the guy who played Kareem had to like be like he weighed like
Really tall.
but he was also like really big. Like he had to like get his weight down.
Oh,
He was
really?
like more of a football player.
Oh,
I think
really?
he is a football player. Yeah, so he had to like learn the sky
I think
hook.
he's doing a good job. I like the whole thing. I think
Those
everybody's
guys
doing a
look
good
a
job.
lot like the guy who plays
I
Magic
totally
looks
agree.
like him.
Wow.
I totally
the guy
agree.
who plays
Yeah.
Kareem looks a lot like him.
Yeah,
acts like him.
I think is even with like Michael Cooper. I think
Yes.
the
Yep.
dude looks like a lot like him.
I
And
love
Spencer
it.
Haywood. That's a hard guy to find somebody that looks like him. But yeah, that dude looks
What
like
about
him.
Jerry Bust, Dr. Bust? What's his name? John or
John C. Reilly?
John C. Reilly.
John C.
Yeah.
Riley. Yeah.
Who can do everything.
That guy.
I don't
Yeah.
know what
That
we
guy,
should
man.
consider him like the
National
new
treasure.
Hanks. I just think he's fantastic
Yeah.
in everything that he does.
You know, that's,
Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean-
great point. He does do
But, like,
fucking
yeah,
everything.
He does. He was
Yep.
kind of scary in Gangs of New York. He was
Right.
really good as that crook. I forget.
Hanks can't sing. John C. Riley can
He
sing.
can't
He can
sing.
dance.
No, he
Can't
can't.
sing.
He can dance. He can do everything. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Apparently, Will Ferrell really wanted that role as Jerry Buss.
Oh,
and,
really?
They had the
Oh,
Gary
really?
Sanchez Productions, Will Ferrell, and that Adam McKay guy that's
Yeah.
involved in that.
Yeah, they're all SNL.
So
Well, Adam McKay is
Adam McKay
yeah,
promised that apparently to Will Ferrell and
What?
then hired John C. Reilly, and they've fallen out, and so there's no more Gary Sanchez Productions or anything.
Oh, shit.
Holy
Will
shit! I
Ferrell's
didn't
like,
know that.
Will Ferrell's like pissed about that shit
Oh,
because he really wanted to play Jerry Buss. And then a
Interesting.
guy that's like in all the movies with him, and I don't know if they're friends, but I would assume him and John C. Reilly are friends to get it over him. Probably,
Well, yeah, they
really
wouldn't
chapped his
continue to
ass.
work together if they
Right.
weren't
No.
friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, I read some article about that.
Well,
Could've
now
been a
that
lie.
makes me sad.
Wow.
That makes me sad.
Makes me sad too.
I don't want Will Ferrell to ever be unhappy.
Man, Stranger. He was so good in Stranger Than Fiction. You ever? That's one of my favorite
That's a
movies
great
all
movie.
time. And Emma Thompson, so good at. But like I think that was one of his best roles ever.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Watch that quite a bit. Let's bring it down a little bit, guys.
Let's talk serious now.
What time are we at?
Let's
right
talk
here?
mid-aughts movies.
Mid odds. We're at 1
06.
hour 18.
Oh Jesus, are you kidding me? That's
No.
ridiculous.
It's a marathon.
Well, I apologize to anybody that's made it this far.
And I congratulate anybody that's made it this far
Yeah.
because you've listened to one hell of a podcast.
That's right. Really good stories.
Was
think.
it though?
It
I
was.
thought so, man. Those Doug James stories are gold, man.
best.
Because he's a real dude, and like
He's a real dude, and he's a real character. And comedy's filled with beautiful characters that need to be celebrated.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, comedians, just have some stories.
Yeah.
Have some stories that have an ending, that have a nice, sharp ending. And because this business is filled with a million of them, with a million of just beautiful stories.
You gotta be looking and watching and paying attention, because man, that Doug James dude is I've never met anyone like him. Half the time you take the gig because you're like, what the fuck are we gonna get into?
Yeah,
you take the gig for the story.
For the story, yeah. You're like, all right, I'll drive 90 miles for 15 minutes.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of new ones anymore. But when I first came out to LA, I worked the doorway of a Mexican restaurant.
Wait.
Like doing jokes?
You were a door guy at the Mexican restaurant?
Basically,
I don't
if
remember
anybody
that
had come in there, I would have had to ID them.
Oh
But,
shit!
there was a stage and a microphone.
Oh, no, I don't
It
remember
was
that.
right in the
gig.
doorway, yeah, of this like cantina place, and it brought the wife down. We had a beautiful meal, and had a pretty good show in the doorway of this place. And headed home with my little bit of money. That's the thing about it, is you don't get to do a half hour in LA, but you do for Doug James.
Yep, and in front of real people too.
Yep.
Like it's not a bunch of. It's like regular bar
Yeah,
people.
it's a real gig.
Like you can have really. I've
It's a
had
real
really
gig.
good shows in his.
I've almost had exclusively really good shows.
Yeah.
But I realize I'm Auggie Smith, but still.
No reason to bring that up. I've done well myself, but hey, let's forget it.
I know, buddy.
But
Nobody's saying you didn't do well. It was fine.
I don't know where this is
You were
coming from.
You're no
Fine.
Auggie Smith.
At that Doug James gig.
Guys, I'm not questioning myself on this podcast.
It
I don't know
feels
where this
like
is.
you are.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
Was there a comment card? Was there a negative comment card, Shawn? Is that what happened?
It's my headshot and a picture of someone shitting on it.
Wow.
I don't know when they had time
went
to do
to
it.
a lot of work on that
Yeah.
comment card.
And not only that, they removed my headshot from the broader.
Yeah, they had to bring like a screwdriver.
I'll show him.
Get that shit down. Then they had to shit. This is a very hard thing
Yeah.
to do on demand.
Yeah, well, that's how much hate.
And then take a picture of that.
Finally.
And then attach it to a comment card. I'm telling you. And they had to print it out. How did they print it out?
I don't ask.
They probably had to go to a 24-hour place.
Sounds
A
premeditated.
lot of work went into that one. They really did not like your act.
Yeah.
But I'm really
But
excited.
I feel like if they did all that, they didn't watch the whole thing. I feel like you would have won them back if they had not given up at some point to go shit on your picture.
But I'm really excited about tomorrow's show, guys. One show tomorrow at 7:30.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for the beer with the top on, by the way. That was very
tap.
sweet of you.
Yeah.
That was this guy right over here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Blackface with a can opener, saving the day.
Man, shut up.
Bring up old shit. Bringing that old shit from two hours and 7 minutes ago.
Well, this can qualify for the feature part of Academy Awards next year.
Wow.
We have enough. It's just got to be 80 minutes long. So we did it. Way
Wow.
to go.
That's awesome.
So who's gonna slap Gnandt?
I'll see you at Staples. Oh, don't.
No, it's the crypto center now.
Don't toast with water, man.
I don't.
Bad luck. Now we're not going to be at the Academy Awards. Thanks a lot.
So now when we don't go, it's because of Gnandt.
Yeah, well.
You
got
fucking
that
always
Gnandt.
ruin everything, man.
Fucking asshole.
I'm consistent.
That's true.
Work your strengths.
Consistently fucking up.
Yeah, you can have hopes and you have them shattered in front of your face too if you just don't work at it. What the fuck am I talking about?
I always said this is the worst TED Talk.
Yeah. Anyway, smash that like and subscribe, everybody.
Right. That's right.
Or don't really.
Don't really. If there's a
whatever
thumbs
you
down,
want.
maybe you
it's fine. Yeah,
Don't use the thumbs down, though. Just because it's there doesn't mean you have to use it.
It
No.
does. It does seem a little bit aggressive to go thumbs down.
Yeah.
It's like you seeked out this video and then watched it, and now you're mad?
Yeah, someone
Somebody
did
made
something
you
for
do this?
free and tried to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lazy piece of shit.
Why?
Trying to bring a few
'cause I
chuckles.
made
move on.
I made
Just
a piece
move
of
on.
art for you.
You know, it's amazing. like,
Sorry.
some of the tutorials that people put out there are really fucking helpful. Like I learned how to replace all of my the balancers in my windows. Some fucking guy is like, hey, you just do it this way. I'll save you $300. And it did. And it's like a great, clear tutorial.
Yeah.
There's like thumbs down. Well, that's one way to do it. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Some guy does it different, so you thumbs down like
This
really.
fucking asshole.
Look at him.
Yeah, if you're a bitch with tits, I
Yeah.
get it. What the fuck are you talking about? This guy is like saved me. I replaced all of our balancers in our windows and saved me a fortune. The guy was great tutorial. But there's awful ones
Good
too.
for you for doing that.
Yeah, I did that.
When you buy a house, you got to do that shit.
Hey,
I
Gnandt,
still call a landlord.
go fuck yourself.
Oh, shit.
News at 11.
Sniper.
Wow. Wow.
I got to tell you, it's a good teaser. I would watch the newscast at 11.
I agree.
I would be in front of the TV.
And DVR that so I can watch that shit later.
Wow.
Yeah. But and then it's nothing about Shawn. That'd be a funny scene in a movie. The person that's writing in to what the newscaster is reading.
The teleprompter.
Yeah, the teleprompter, right?
Yeah.
Has recently gone through a bad breakup or whatever. So it's all just this nihilistic bullshit of nothing matters kind of thing. We could make that work.
You call me the controller, but am I? Who's the controller? What? Clouds over Des Moines. What the fuck?
You know what else is news? You don't love me. Breaking my heart.
You know what's up at 11? Me, because I have no one to go home to. It's depressing. At 11. You know what's up? Me, depressed at 11.
Man, your new show is so boring. They should call it Snooze at 11.
Yeah.
Yo,
better-
mama is such a bad newscaster.
It degenerates into your mama jokes.
You think a hot mic is the dude down the street? It's last minute. Sorry. That's what you get. News. It's the improv shit.
I can see those improv skills really, showing through there.
Kind of. They. It's like a turd that's breaking through a little bit. The first image.
A little
crowning.
bit.
All right. It's delightful. A turd crowning.
The Yo Mama jokes remind me of a time when I walked in on my sons. The oldest one was probably about 14 at the time, and they were telling your mama jokes to each other. And I was like, you have
wow.
the same mother.
It would have been interesting to hear their takes, though. Oh, that's a new one.
Just sat there and listened for a minute. I was like, yeah, you fucking idiots.
Yo, mama so upset at you for not bringing out the garbage.
Your mama leaves you so many lists of things to do.
But I can't imagine you were too pissed at him, though, because it was, your ex-wife.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious.
Probably chime in, too. You know what else she is?
Yeah.
Your mom was a dumb bitch. That's what she is.
Kind of just lays there. I don't know. Don't tell your mama that.
Oh, shit.
Well, should we wrap the? Should we get the fuck out of
I
here?
think so.
Yeah.
Augie.
I think we got to it all, guys.
I think
We did.
I think we asked the tough questions and we answered them. God damn it.
Yeah.
Augie, you have been and you always have been. You are and have always been one of my favorites.
Thanks, buddy.
You're always making my top list and people asking my favorite comics. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass here. And
Right, because he didn't say that for me yesterday.
Yeah,
Well,
he,
he
never,
really
he
didn't.
never says this.
You
No.
really didn't.
and you're one of those comics, and I know I've told this on here before, that whenever I'm working that I will sit and watch every one of your shows every time that
And
I'm
be
working.
late with all of your sound cues.
No, that's just for you. I treat the people I respect
Forget
with
you forget
dignity.
you're running a show.
And
oh,
while
shit, I'm
you're
not just
in
an
here
audience
watching the show, somebody just bringing rabid dogs into my fucking green
Hey,
room.
I'm enjoying myself.
just-
That's what matters.
member. I love you so
fucking-
much. This is Peaches the Rottweiler. And his talking pup.
Just a park in Brooklyn out in the bar. Welcome to Off Leash, the world's first dog-friendly comedy club.
Oh my God, that would be really funny. Just
We're dog-friendly even if your dog ain't friendly.
That sounds terrible.
this comedy's unleashed.
It's unleashed. Byron Allen show.
Oh shit! It
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
It's unleashed.
Comics Unleashed.
This is exactly how that show was pitched too.
Yeah, it was originally just dogs.
But the dogs look like comedians.
Now,
What?
I heard you got a new ball recently.
I heard you were a good boy.
Also follow. Follow up.
Who
Who's a
said
good
that?
boy?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
You? Are you a good
Are
boy?
you a good boy? The panel of dogs. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy?
Like, guys, I just don't think we can get 100 episodes out of this. I think we're gonna have to replace either the dogs or me.
My God. All right. Well, we would just
And
do
then they did it
comics.
for a while and replaced Byron Allen with a dog too. And it was just
Just all dogs.
5 dogs.
Subtitle it. It'll be okay. Middle America loves dogs.
We saw a ratings dip, but not that much.
We can have the dog rental hits come in and speak for them all.
Oh my God.
Do they still have syndicated shows? Do you remember, like,
I don't know.
when there used to be all the Star Treks? They were syndicated.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Lorenzo Lamas one, Renegade.
Renegade.
Oh, yeah.
That
he
was
would just-
syndicated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy
yeah. He
fuck.
he was on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just girls
Prowl
with
the
big tits.
bad
everywhere.
lines.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah. He probably has a house in Malibu from
Just
that
getting
show.
people out of it was a Stephen J. Cannell joint, if I remember correctly.
Who?
Yeah, like Xena, that was
Yeah.
a syndicate. I don't think
Yeah.
they have those shows anymore. I don't know.
Oh. H&I.
H&I.
H&I?
H&I is the network, is what Lewis said
All right.
from the back, from way downtown.
His arms crossed.
So I'll say this about the Omaha Club. I've been doing it, I think 26 years now. And, gosh, I mean, my act is almost turned over in that time.
Mine hasn't. So if you guys want to still see some homegrown,
No, but
just want some
it's
familiar
always
shit.
been one of the best places to come because of what CQ creates here. Just the feeling that you have. You feel like you are valued as a human being.
Yep.
And that just isn't always true. And I think it's true across with all people and all jobs. Everybody wants to feel like we're happy to have you here. It's the simplest things. And Colleen always goes beyond that. And so it makes you want to work harder. It makes you want to be better and not screw things up because you don't want to disappoint her.
No.
Because she does give a shit.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
The worst thing that you could do with CQ is like disappoint her. You're like you're begging for her to just yell at me.
Yeah.
Just fucking get angry. She's
yeah.
like, well, no, you know what you did.
When she gets really mad, she starts whoa, 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 whoa. When she can't get the word out. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
What did you? What? Well, Jesus, Auggie, what were you thinking?
what?
Were you stoned? Out there in the panel going puff, puff, puff.
On your contraband.
No, it sucks to fucking disappoint her, man.
No.
Believe me. She's mama, man. She's the best.
Yes,
is
she
the
is.
best.
Yes, she is.
That's
She's
why.
the absolute best. If the comedy club business is what you want to do, she's the person you want to work for. Because you're
But
gonna
just
learn to do
a
it the
human
right way.
being wise, like that's like just somebody you want to be around.
Yeah.
Like just like ever since I've known her and like went around town with her running errands for the club and doing shit, and still this day we did it Wednesday. People know her all over this
Everywhere.
town.
Everywhere.
And she knows them. How's your son Andy? Is he in trouble again with the law? You know, all these jokes and inside shit.
Yeah.
She fucking knows
Yeah.
all of these people and their families and has stories and they, you know, here's some tickets for the dumb show. The fucking people come out. She's got these roots. I've never seen anyone like her. Like just work a city. Fuck, it's and still do it.
And
Yeah,
all
great.
and all underground. It's not like she's out, all over TV or radio or billboards or doing that. I mean, she's got all this personal connection that she's made with these people.
Because she's a genuine person.
Exactly.
And she makes genuine relationships.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's
It's
truly
just like
amazing,
even
for
aside
sure.
from stand up, man, it's just that's the kind of people you need in your life, in your close circle.
Yeah.
There's a sushi place right across the street from my house that I've been to several times, and he knows I work up here, and he was always like, "Oh, how's Colleen? She was just in here the other day, and she brought something for my son." And just on, I mean, just the fucking waiter at the sushi restaurant.
Yes.
I mean, just
She knows them all.
yeah,
I don't know how she does it. That's a talent. That's a skill
it is.
that she just got better year after year, just knowing everybody, knows how to schmooze.
But then the other thing is, you know where you stand with CQ.
Yep.
Yeah.
If she doesn't think you're funny and doesn't want to work with you, she's not going to shine you on.
Oof.
No.
There's all these dudes. They're like, yeah, call me Tuesday at 2 p.m. and we'll talk about a thing. If CQ is like, no, I'm not going to book you.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 You need
You
to go
sucked. You sucked. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
You sucked.
You need to go to Lincoln, go to Duffy's, and work
Yeah.
it out. Their workshop. And they do. But the thing is, in life, you need people to tell you that. Like, you can't. That's how you get better.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fucking Dave Stroop in Columbus, it was one of the toughest fucking criticism and notes I've ever received, is just inconsistent. And I was like in my mind, just fuck you. But he was right. It was one of the best fucking notes. And, he wasn't being a dick about it.
Yeah.
But he was right, man. And I had to accept it and work on it. But you need those people. And CQ's another one. I guess better go to Duffy's and work on that act in Lincoln and audition for you.
A thing that local comics kind of bitch about around here, and I don't know if it's a lot of them or not. I just hear it and see it on social media sometimes. Is they talk shit about that the Funny Bone doesn't like having female comics here, and they'll say that shit after we've had headliners like Lynn Coplitz or something like that. Right. And I get so fucking pissed because I'm like, the two people that run this are fucking ladies. Yeah. Get funnier. You know, what the fuck is
There's a monument to a dead female comedian in the green room.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that hopefully the dog didn't fucking bite.
Or he should have bit that first, because then his teeth would have broke off and he wouldn't have been able to bite Chase Daniel.
Well, that's where the scene of the crime happened. Sorry. I love Diana Limo, man. Everyone's got a Limo story.
Yeah,
I remember one time we did this Christmas benefit, and it was 12 comics on stage. This is the old club. It was, close to Christmas, and 12 comics, and she was on stage. And it's only supposed to do 6-7 minutes. That's how many. Gross was there. Peters was there. All Dixon. You were there, Aug. You and I were there. I have pictures of it, and we were all singing because Diane went up last, and she was just crushing like she always did.
Yeah.
And but it was minute 20. Minute 25, or I just remember all singing Diana Limo, stick to your time-o. She was great, man. She got me into Appleton, man. She made calls for me to help me out when I was young. She was fucking a solid person, man.
Yeah.
Devastated when I heard her pass away.
Man, we've lost a lot, brother.
Yeah.
I know, man.
Been a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. That's one of the things that since I've worked here, there's been a lot of people that came through that have passed, and it's just it's a crazy business to be in, because there is a lot of loss in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of joy and there's a lot of loss, and it's just it's a.
Did you guys know? You probably didn't know. Did Brody ever come through?
No.
Brody Stevens.
Yeah, we never saw him up here. I know of him and enjoyed his comedy for sure, but he never came through here.
I try to tell everybody this because I knew Brody for a long time, because he was in Seattle when I was in Portland. And I can't say that we were great friends, but we were friends. And we lived in each other's neighborhood in the valley when the wife and I moved down there. So he would walk the neighborhood all the time, so he'd just run into him constantly. His big old gorilla arms swinging around. And every time he saw me and saw the family, he always remembered my wife's name and he always remembered my kids' names, which is just a very rare thing. Yeah. And when I would see him without my family, he would ask about them, and we would ask about them by name. And that is just a rare thing in life. And so this is one of my favorite stories. I wasn't even there. We had just had our daughter, and my wife was pushing a double stroller with my son, who would be a toddler at that point, and my baby daughter. And she goes to the Brody Stevens Starbucks, which is the Starbucks on
Coldwater
and
Riverside?
Riverside, yeah. Coldwater and Riverside.
I know that. There's a Ralph's over there.
Yeah, so that's where we used to live, so she's walking over there, and there's Brody. And Brody sees her, says, "Julie, wife of Auggie, went to Ohio State. Columbus, don't work it. Stroop doesn't like me." And then he sees, there's Porter. That's my son, is Porter. And then there's the baby, and he hadn't met before. And so Julie, my wife, says, "Brody, this is our daughter. This is Dottie." And so he leans down to the stroller, and he comes back up, and he says, "She looks fine." As though there had been this rumor that there was something wrong with my baby.
Don't
And like he
mention
finally sees her. It's like, she looks fine.
What's
Just
the big deal?
funny thing to say.
It's just a normal kid.
It's just such a beautiful thing to say.
That's great, man. I didn't know him, but I just, like everyone else, heard nothing but good stories. I know that area you're talking about, and him calling you out by name and your kids and shit. It's just a rare skill to have and work it effortlessly.
Yeah, and he was just a lover of life and of people and relationships and laughing loud and good stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like Dick Van Dyke used to come out to see him.
Yeah.
He was like his favorite comedian.
Really?
When Brody died, Dick Van Dyke tweeted about him. He tweeted about him quite a bit, about how much he enjoyed him.
They used to come to the store just to see him.
The fucking Cubs,
awesome.
in their press conference, they all wore 818 T-shirts.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And then so they did that baseball season that year where they had the cardboard cutouts in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody got a Brody cutout and they put it in Dodger Stadium.
That's awesome.
And that was the Sunday night game, and they go to commercial break, and they held on Brody for, I'm not kidding, it was 45 seconds.
I was surprised how
it was long
how much he touched people, like people that like big legends, and like to have that kind of sway over a baseball, a Dodgers game. Holy shit! Like he touched all the right people.
I feel like I didn't appreciate him as an artist when he was alive.
Right.
I think there was part of it that, no kidding, it bothered me. It bothered me that he didn't put more work into it. That it was just so
side?
Effortless. No, just on stage.
I see what you're saying.
You know,
it just came out. He did what?
It was like, where'd you go to high school? And then the guy, he would know the team. He like knew every high school. It was just some weird goddamn thing. And I didn't appreciate it at the time. But wow. I wish I had. I appreciated him as a person and as a character, but I did not appreciate him as a performer as much as I should have.
Wow. We're still on, right? Okay, I'm just...
Some deep words.
We just fade to black.
Yeah, we've probably gone pretty long.
I mean, I have another heavy metal song to play.
Be prepared, August. It's going to be jarring. We had a local band, Davis. Where were you watching basketball with him?
Yeah, March Madness.
And a guy that's in a local band, clearly a heavy metal band, and he made the intro and the outro songs for us.
That's cool.
All right.
And so we pay him in saying thank you in his name on a few episodes.
Oh, nice.
Dave said that's your payment.
We were getting dinged for copyright violations a lot.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to get
I would
sued.
do my stupid Facebook Live thing where I do push-ups every night.
You still doing that?
Every Monday, but during the pandemic I did it every night, at 9 o'clock, and I would want to play music during the push-ups, and they fucking shut me down.
You know,
It
there's
didn't matter what
Really?
I played. It didn't matter what I played. They would, and so I started to play like old Benny Goodman music, and then one day they took that away.
You can use there's a in the YouTube library you can use copyright free material songs.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
row your boat and shit.
No. It's kind
But
of,
if you're gonna do push-ups, you gotta do them to AC/DC.
yeah,
baby.
yeah. The thing is, they're like generic, background porno type clips.
Yeah,
Wow,
right.
go down.
Yeah, we use one of those
Casio
for
keyboard.
a couple episodes, and
Yeah.
we're like, yeah.
It's good for certain things, but yeah, right. Maybe not good for push-ups.
No, and so they
Or maybe it would
eventually
be.
they destroyed my sound. My sound was all fucked up on it for the longest time because I was, poking Zuckerberg in the eye.
Oh,
I was standing up for the little guy.
As you have done many years.
Yes, against that billionaire villain. You can't have that much money and not be a villain. We just need to come to terms with that, okay? We have an economy.
very true.
It's a free market economy, way to go for us. But if this thing goes on a long enough timeline, that means Four Guys has all the fucking money. And it's a bad thing. It's a bad idea that somebody has $200 billion. I'm not Che Guevara for saying that. I'm just a guy that understands the
Right.
way that numbers work.
Right.
And
That's
that
the
a couple
picture
people
of the
can't have
leader.
all of it.
Steve Zizzo here's right. That's the poster child of the new revolution. Fucking Sea Captain Smith.
Fernando Valenzuela over here. Cesar Geronimo.
Well, Shawn, thanks for being on again.
Thanks, guys.
Great seeing you,
It was
buddy.
so fun.
Augie.
Man, it was fun doing it with Augie.
Love
Augie
you, man.
Stories.
Oh, this was awesome,
Appreciate it.
guys.
I love old
we
stories,
appreciate you guys
I've
being
been
on
looking
here.
forward to this for a month, ever since Colleen said that.
Nice.
You're both
It's
coming.
fun.
Oh,
This is
I was
fun,
looking
guys.
forward to it as well. And
Yeah, let me know when we're going to start.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I got a
everybody.
couple good stories.
A
you
few
guys
stories
need
we
to
can
hear.
record.
There's this guy named Doug James. You're never going to believe it.
Go follow Doug James.
Is this the
Shawn
second
Gnandt.
show? Can I repeat material?
Oh, shit. Be great if we just change the stories up. Hey, you guys are... That didn't happen. You told that story
It's
different.
the same story, but just more famous people. Instead of Doug James, it's Gary Shandling.
I like how angry McGovern's getting that we're
I know,
still
right?
going.
I kinda wanna drag it out.
So fucking mad right now.
We're not gonna stop talking.
I want to drag it out.
Dude, we
So wait-
started stopping like 30 minutes ago.
How mad he is. He's so fucking
We're
mad.
like a great big train, baby. You can't just stop it.
It takes a while to
It
slow
takes
down.
sometimes 2-3 states.
So a dog bit Shelley Duvall in the face?
Shelley fucking Duvall. Yeah. She was opening for Lily Tomlin. The dog.
He fucking dropped the mic and walked
The
off.
dog was Spuds McKinsey.
And his talking liver. Anyway,
The dog was the one that witnessed OJ killing Ron and Nicole.
oh shit.
Yeah, he had a brief acting career.
Yeah, he bit me in the face. We were working indie one September. Right in the cheek. Took a bunch of meat out.
Right.
It hurts to chew.
He actually swapped faces with the comic. He bit their face off, then ripped his own face off, and lived as a female comedian for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Have Doug James bring her up. Fuck you. All right, next comedian.
Fuck you. Fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you. No, fuck you. It was so
That is just the
uncomfortable,
greatest.
man.
Oh my god.
So uncomfortable.
It reminds me of a really long story.
It doesn't matter. He's playing Tetris now.
I just spit all over your mic. It just tested positive.
Oh, yeah.
Your mic tested positive.
Positive for laughs.
We'll get it vaccinated.
Oh, there we go.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm the only one.
Here, buddy.
Oh shit!
Fuck. Thanks, guys.
We sighed
Did
so
we
many
figure
times.
out which Sex and the City character we all are?
Yeah.
You were totally a Samantha.
Oh, yeah.
No, I always thought I was more of a Charlotte.
Okay, I'm a
Quirky.
Miranda.
I can see it.
I'm
Yeah,
totally
Miranda. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm a short-haired
Yeah.
attorney.
Here's my Steve impression of Sex and the City.
Okay.
Come on, there's good stuff here. I watched the show with my wife. I can do a lot of.
Can you do burger?
Keep the one off the
Do
stage.
burger.
Which one's Burger?
I don't know.
Was it the Mr. Pussy?
There's a guy named Burger.
There's a guy
you
named
said, you said that you watched it.
I do, but I just remember Steve. He's like Miranda was breaking up with him.
Oh,
He's like,
and that-
whoa! There's good stuff here.
I'm a cartoon dog
Yes.
from the 1940s. I punched the Irish dog that's dressed as a cop in the face. Then there's a paddy wagon
Wait, this
that
is turning,
comes with a loud siren on top of it.
he's turning into Gilbert Gottfried.
I know.
Make it switch.
That's a much better show if instead of Steve, it's Gilbert Gottfried.
You're breaking up with me, but you're dressed as Gary Coleman in a sewer. Why?
No, I will not freshen my references. I wrote this joke in 1983.
Larry Storch once told me he was on F Troop. Good night, everybody.
Let me tell you what I told a young Jack Haley.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, pretty good one,
That's
right?
a really good one.
Yeah.
I was talking to Tanner Boyle. Fucking bad news
Tanner
bears.
Boyle.
Sorry.
That's not even a real guy.
We're talking.
It's the shortstop in the Bad News Bears, everybody.
One of my favorite
Yes,
movies
it
of all
is.
time. The one with Walter Matthau, and actually
The
one
best
and
movie.
two. are good.
There's nothing wrong with the Billy Bob version. It's just that we hold it to such a high standard because
Yeah.
that Bad News Bears mattered to so many kids
Oh my
at
God.
that era. Yeah.
That was the baseball team I played on. Like those were real kids.
No, it wasn't because that was a movie. It's just like me. Everything you're saying up there, I say all the time. Like specifically the punchlines. I think you're hacking my life. Literally everything you said up there, I said earlier today. You know when a woman says that after a show?
Yes.
You've had that happen, right?
Sure.
I have a stenographer that follows me around. I can have it read back to you.
I've got nothing. She's fucking hurt.
And I married that woman.
Don't hold your
Oh no!
don't hold your phone up.
He's playing the music.
Yeah, he's staring me in the eyes while he's doing it.
It's like the Academy Awards,
Playing us off.
but if they use death metal.
Thanks, Slipknot. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'd like to tell you about my first acting teacher.
fucking a rabbit being shredded in a blender.
Do you ever think you could have been in one of those 80s hair metal bands, Sean?
I love, you know what? They were a guilty pleasure back in the day. I always
Why
thought
would it be guilty? They were great. They were all great.
they
There was
were
not one bad song made in that genre.
they were great, but they were also like just there's something awkward, painfully awkward about all the makeup and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
because it's show business. Because they embraced show business and they made a show
ones that did it,
out of a rock and roll show.
The ones that did it good did it really good. You know, the Motley
Goddamn
Crues.
right.
But like, you know, there's others that I'm like, I'm just embarrassed, but I still kind of like their music.
Did you watch Pam and Tommy?
No, I'm not gonna watch it.
I feel bad for Pam.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. You know what they figured out in that movie?
No.
Is that you can just show somebody sex tape and they can't do anything about it.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was so. Here's what I didn't understand. Did you guys see it?
I haven't seen all the episodes, but I've seen most.
Why
of them.
do they have to give the rights to the guy from Seattle
For their tape?
at all? If they own the rights,
Right.
why wouldn't
Right.
they
He stole
just
it,
buy?
right?
Yeah, why can't they shut it down?
Right. Yeah.
Because they own the rights.
Right.
That part didn't make sense to me at all.
Why not just like steal someone's house and go, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll rent it to you.
Yeah.
Because the point was, he said, well, if I sell it, nobody else can sell it because I'm the one. Well, then you sell it, and then just not sell it.
Right.
And you can fucking shut down everybody else. It made no sense to me. And they apparently had very good lawyers, but they weren't very good. That's what I took out of it.
No, they weren't.
Wow. Man, you read into some plot lines I didn't think were very exciting to hear.
No, it was mostly just legal case, and it was a
Yeah,
lot of court filings.
Okay.
Was a big part of it. There was very little sex and or thievery
I
that went
see.
on into it. It was mostly just really digging into the details
I see.
of the civil lawsuit. It's 6 parts, and you kind of need to have a law background to understand most of
Wow.
it. I actually hired a paralegal to watch it with me
Yeah?
to explain most of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an
That's deep.
expensive movie or
Yeah,
series.
That's why I bailed after episode 4. I couldn't hire a
Yeah.
paralegal.
The woman that plays Pam
that kind of
Anderson
cash.
is in like one scene. She's not even hardly in it.
My God. Well, that sells it for me, I
feel like
guess.
this bit
Okay.
is
I'll
going nowhere, guys. I feel like I've done all the heavy lifting on this bit, but I just don't think there's anything there.
Well, when you end it with the one that that you probably
now
want
we
to
got to
see.
keep hunting for a good bit to end on.
We did it like 17 times in a goddamn row. We can only sigh so many times. Yep.
They just won't end it. They won't end it.
Maybe
We've worked those shows before.
Maybe that's the running gag. Is yep. Yep, and it'll be funny again. Then
I
it won't be.
literally got a text from Shawn from across the room that said, "Take control and end this podcast."
Yeah, you fucking cuck. Fucking these big-dicked motherfucker come in here and take what's yours. Fucking untie yourself from the chair, you piece of shit. Fucking take your life back.
Wow. I mean, you did jerk us
I gotta
off a
say,
lot.
I co-sign on the whole thing.
We love you guys, man. It was
We
fun.
love
It
you
was fucking
guys,
fun.
man.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
Later.
Later.
Like, who gave Auggie 2 beers? Because he's going to finish his 2 beers.
It goes as long. It's like it's one of those time things. When it's empty, you die.
Jesus Christ.